In a recent video, I talk about being, I've been sober for 20 years. And I also talk about how I did drugs and shit. And somebody said, I didn't know that you were an ex-addict. And I'm not. I'm an ex-drunk. I was a drunk. I tried drugs. Sure, it was the 70s or 80s. But I was into drinking. I really wasn't into, I smoked some weed, did some LSD, tried cocaine. But I never really got addicted to those. It was more like if it was there, sure, I'll give it a shot. There were things that I didn't do. I never did heroin, I never did crack. Do you understand? I was a drunk. That was my drug of choice. I'm not saying that I am better than somebody that got addicted to drugs. I'm not saying that. It's the same thing. I'm just saying my drug of choice was alcohol. Okay? I just want to be perfectly clear. I was a stinking drunk. All addicts like me, drunks, and, heroin addicts and crack addicts, and all addicts sort of act different. I acted like a asshole drunk. I thought I was funny. I know I did. I'll tell you what, I was real fucking obnoxious is what I was. I know I was real obnoxious. I didn't get beat up. It was in a situation like that. And I can sort of handle myself physically, and even if I was drunk, I could sort of like handle myself like mentally. So I wasn't like getting beat up, but I was fucking obnoxious. I have friends that were drinking that I know that every time I'd see them every like month and a half, they'd have a black eye and shit. I didn't get drunk and fight, there was no need for that. I was just a fucking asshole. I wanted to just clear this up. I was a stinking drunk. I tried drugs. If I was at a party, it's the fucking late 70s and shit. Oh, lewds. I talked about lewds in a couple videos. I tried lewds. Everybody was doing them. Bill Cosby was doing them. We were doing them back then. They were like a popular party drug. It was like drinking a six-pack. You'd take the lewd and then you would just like walk around. But I never really got addicted to lewds. But I did get addicted to booze. You're damn right. There was a time that I think like very quickly I started drinking and I was like, oh, this is great. I really like that feeling. It sort of woke me up. I knew not instantly, but very early on, I was like, oh shit, this is going to be a problem. My dad was an alcoholic. I knew I was an alcoholic for years before I quit. Things got real fucking shitty before they got better. If you're drinking or doing drugs, man, I'm telling you, there is relief inside, but you have to stop doing the fucking bullshit. It's all fake anyway. Booze sucks. It's strange that booze is legal and marijuana isn't legal. Like, booze is so horrible for your body, too. I literally thought I was gonna fucking die. It was fucked up. I didn't want to quit until that point where I was like, oh shit, I feel like I'm going to die, So it does get better, but you have to quit. And take it from somebody that every drunk and every fucking addict tries to just sort of maintain, well, I'm just going to do a little bit. That doesn't work. I have a friend right now, he's a little bit younger than me, but that's what he tries. He tries to like either stop and smoke weed. And I told him, I said, you can't fucking quit drinking and smoke weed. You'll get stoned and then you'll just go buy beer. And that's what keeps happening. It's like this, like, it just keeps happening. It's like, I love the guy. He wants to quit, but he can't get this right in his head that he needs to quit everything. And that's what I did. That's the only way that I quit smoking and drinking at the same time. I was smoking cigs. I'd smoke Marlboros and shit. It was a disgusting life. I remember waking up. I'd wake up every day with a hangover. I worked as a bartender so I could fucking drink. It was fucked up. But I remember, like, I wake up every day, my head was pounding, you know. I go out with money and I come home like, where'd all my money go? Where'd it go? I'd fucking come home, you know, I left with 150 and then I come back, I have $2 and shit. That horrible feeling, you know, of like guilt. What did I say or what did I fucking do? It's fucked up. It's not. Booze was horrible for me. It was. Now I can't really deal with drinkers. I can't deal with people that are fucked up, and I can sense if anybody's buzzed. It's like that, you know. I've dated many women that drank, and it's like this one girl that I dated. I lived with her. She'd have one glass of wine. This is a little girl, 98 pounds and shit. And she'd have one glass of wine and she'd just act different. She acted like an asshole. I'm sure she's still drinking, to tell you the truth. She would always say, well, wine's good for you and shit like that. Not when you're 98 pounds and you drink a whole bottle. You know, she'd drink a whole bottle in an evening. She'd be buzzed after one. She's 98 pounds. She wouldn't eat and shit. I would make dinner and stuff. Cook for her just to try and get her to eat and shit. Booze is no good, but either is any of that shit. You don't need it, is what I'm saying. You don't need it. Life is better sober. So much better sober.